Very good morning, children. So this video is on chapter 3, greenhouse effect for class 7 geography. Today the topic that I am going to discuss is global warming. Okay. Now I have on the board, global warming is defined or described as an increasing temperature, as a rising temperature of the earth due to an increase in greenhouse gases. So what are the greenhouse gases? There are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, ozone, as well as CFC. Okay. Now, whenever I am talking about greenhouse gases, now I just want to tell you something about these greenhouse gases. Now, carbon dioxide. If you look at the carbon dioxide, now carbon dioxide is basically let into our atmosphere, basically emitted in the atmosphere with the burning of fossil fuels like petroleum, kerosene, coal, charcoal, etc., which are used in houses as well as in industries, which are used in transportation. And this carbon dioxide is also emitted in the atmosphere due to deforestation. Now, when it comes to the methane gas is found in natural wetlands. It is also found in livestock raising areas, or which we call livestock of farm, where the sheep and cattle are kept, or the cows are kept. Now, this livestock waste produces methane gas. So waste means the dung of the animals basically produces methane gas. Now nitrogen oxide is basically emitted by the use of chemical fertilizers that are used in growing of crops, as well as this nitrogen oxide is basically emitted in the atmosphere due to the burning of fossil fuels. Now when we come to ozone is transported from the ozone layer. Now ozone is a good gas. It's a vital gas which protects our earth. But when the ozone gets depleted, it mixes with the chlorine. The chlorine is basically formed in the chlorofluorocarbons, which are emitted by liquid coolants that is found in the refrigerator, or in the fridge. Now, fridge is basically used by the people to preserve the food, because fridge uses the technology called liquid coolant. Now liquid coolant is the product which basically produces CFC, or chlorofluorocarbons. And not only chlorofluorocarbons is formed from the refrigerators, it is also formed from the aerosols. Sorry for spelling. AERO, aerosols. As well as foam that is used in CFC. Now, whenever we are talking about foam, they are basically foam that is found in various cleaning agents, etc. That uses CFC. So this increase in the greenhouse gases called carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen oxide, ozone, and CFC is the cause for raising the temperature of the earth, raising the mean temperature of the earth. It means raising, RAISING, raising the mean. Mean means the average temperature, mean temperature of the earth. I write it T and P, earth. So mean temperature of the earth. So we are talking about the average temperature of the earth. Now what does temperature mean? Degree of hotness or coolness of a particular area. So let's look at the book, in page number 27 only, 25 only, in the global warming. Here it is written, that, the balance between the heat received, from the sun and given out by the earth was maintained by nature for thousands of years. In the olden times, in the past, the balance between the heat given by the sun. So I'm going to draw this one. So let's take for example, the sun gives heat on both land and water. The elemental land and elemental water body. Okay. So sun gives heat on both land and water. So in olden times there was a balance between the heat given by the sun, during the day, and during the night the heat used to evaporate from our land and water bodies into the atmosphere. So the heat and the cold was balanced by the nature itself for thousands of years. Our earth was neither too hot, neither too cold. Okay? However, the rising of temperature or the rising of the mean temperature has started increasing over the last 150 years. But this balance has been disturbed. Okay? As you can see, the mean temperature of the earth is rising over the last 150 years. It has increased by 0.6%. Now you can see there is a point here. It has increased by 0.6%, but you come to know that we are suffering from global warming. This is due to global warming. Okay? And this global warming effect is felt during the 19th century and during the 20th century. But as you can see, it is increased by 0.6%. If it was increased by 0.1% also, then our temperature was rising slowly. The temperature of the earth was rising slowly, and this difference can be felt in our atmosphere. Okay? So this change or increase in the mean temperature of the earth has far-reaching impact or effect on our global environment. We are talking about the world environment. This is having effect not only in places in India, it is having all over the world. Okay, so we are having global warming all over the world. Because due to what? Due to greenhouse gases. Okay. If this is not controlled, then serious consequences or serious effects can be seen on the biotic means living organisms as well as abiotic components of the earth. Now abiotic means non-living organisms of the earth in the future years to come. Okay. Now you can see the geofact in page number 25. According to a study of Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, that is also known as by the abbreviation, that is IPCC, it is estimated that 72% of global warming is caused by which greenhouse gas? Carbon dioxide. Okay, 18% is caused by methane, that is light shocks, and 5% is basically caused by nitrogen oxide, use of chemical fertilizers by the farmers. Okay. Now you can turn the page because I have already told you about that. Now we are moving on to cause of global warming. The first cause or what is the reason for the global warming? The first reason is ozone depletion. It's written in the book. So we are doing causes of global warming. CAUSES causes of global global warming. Now, what causes global warming? Okay, global warming is caused by eating of the ozone layer or ozone depletion or shrinking of the ozone layer. Now, ozone layer, as you have studied in the previous class, is a layer that is found in the stratosphere. So, ozone layer is found in the stratosphere. And where it is found, I also told you that it is found from 20 kilometers to 30 kilometers, I think so. Okay, 30 kilometers, I think so. Okay, but this ozone basically gases is found out from 12 kilometers to 50 kilometers from above the Earth's surface also. Okay, and the main function of the ozone layer is to protect our Earth from the harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Okay, it balances the environment of the Earth also. Okay, so it acts like a blanket which protects our Earth. Okay, so ozone is a bluish gas. Okay, so what is ozone? Ozone is a bluish, B-L-U-I-S-S, bluish. Okay, heat trapping gas. Okay, heat trapping gas, and it is made of 3 oxygens. Okay, 3 oxygen atoms. Okay, so 3 oxygen, or X, Y, Z, E, and oxygen atoms, ATOM. Okay, ATOM as atoms. Okay, they are known as O3. So the valency is O3. Okay. Now, what is the cause of this layer to basically get eaten away? The ozone layer is basically we have a hole in the sky, in the ozone layer, in the Arctic Circle. So what is the reason for that? Okay, so the reason is human activities. The reason is human activities. The reason is us. Okay, advancement and human activities. So certain human activities, releases ozone depleting substances, Depleting, depleting substances. Now, certain human activities basically emit ozone depleting substances, which basically is the cause for the depletion of ozone layer, and it is causing global warming. It is to global warming. This ozone depletion substances are also called ODS. They are also called ODS. That basically destroys the beneficial ozone layer. Okay. Now I am going to write some things on the blackboard. Okay, but before going to that, we have to understand that scientists have found absence of ozone layer in areas over and near Antarctic. So ozone layer is becoming less and less, or there is absence of ozone layer in which place? In Antarctic. Antarctic regions. Okay. Antarctic regions. With the passage of time, this hole in the sky seems to be increasing, gradually. This depletion in ozone or ozone hole is due to many human activities. This underline that in your book. Human activities means activities like farming, etc., building up houses, building up industries, etc. These are all human activities which leads to the pollution in the atmosphere, which in turn basically affects our ozone layer, and after that it causes global warming. So when humans cut down the trees, what happens? The carbon dioxide is not absorbed by the plants, and it causes that area to be a carbon sink area where carbon dioxide is not basically absorbed by the plants, but it is basically emitted in the atmosphere. And when the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere increases, it basically traps the heat of the sun during the night time and causes the rise in the temperature of the earth. Now, what are ozone depleting substances? Ozone depleting substances. I'll write some names here. They are basically known as CHLORO, chloro, FLURO, fluorocarbons. They are also known as CFCs. Then another one is also known as hydro. It's not written in the book. So hydrochloro, CHLORO, chloro, fluorocarbons. Now you can see the name also. They are known as HCFCs. Now there are also hydro, bromo, fluoro, carbons, okay, they are also known as HBFCS, okay, then halogens, then methane, okay, they are also called between bromide, okay, then carbon tetrachloride, okay, carbon tetrachloride, PETRA, tetra, CHOLO, RID chloride, okay, then METH, okay, Y methyl, okay, CHLORO, okay, chloroform, okay. Now these are basically ozone depleting substances which are very, very, okay, dangerous. Therefore I wrote the names, okay. They are chlorofluorocarbons, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, okay, hydrochlorofluorocarbons, okay, halogens, methane, bromide, carbon tetrachloride, methyl, okay, chloroform, etc. Now they have been used as, okay, liquid coolants in refrigerators. So chlorofluorocarbons are used as liquid coolants in refrigerators, in commercial as well as in homes, as well as in vehicles, air conditioners and refrigerators. Now hydrochlorofluorocarbons are found in, okay, foam blowing agents, okay, whereas these hydrochlorofluorocarbons are found in electrical equipments, okay, industrial solvents also, okay. They are found, okay, for in cleaning as well as cleaning for dyeing, okay, cleaning as well as dry cleaning also. In dry cleaning, okay, we use various kind of chemicals, and these chemicals are like, okay, basically carbon tetrachloride, etc., methyl chloroforms, etc., are basically used in cleaning as well as in aerosols as well as in fumigants. So these are the substances which basically is eating our ozone, okay. Now the second gas that we are studying about is greenhouse gases. So I'll write that greenhouse gas on the blackboard, okay. Okay. Then we'll wind the chapter, okay. So you can copy it also, okay. Now in greenhouse gases we come to know technological development and other human activities are contributing towards growing emission of greenhouse gases. Now greenhouse gases are emitted by human activities because when the humans basically, okay, means development, they develop industries, roads, buildings, okay, cut the trees, etc. This is causing, okay, pollution. This pollution is in the form of gases which are emitted in the atmosphere, okay, and these gases are basically, okay, greenhouse gases, okay. So CFC that are used in aerosol refrigerants and air conditioners are the chief agents which leads to the ozone depletion. So chlorofluorocarbon is the main agent or the main gas which basically, okay, eats or basically, okay, destroys our ozone, okay. When these machines are destroyed and discarded, the CFC gas, they contain escape and enter the atmosphere. So what it says is CFC is found as a liquid coolant in the refrigerators. When the refrigerator is fine, when it is new, okay, it does not emit these gases. But once the refrigerator or the freeze, okay, basically is damaged or is not working, then this refrigerator is dangerous because it emits harmful chlorofluorocarbons which basically gets emitted in the atmosphere and in the atmosphere stays for more than 10 years, which basically eats our ozone, okay. When the CFC reaches the ozone layer, the ultraviolet rays breaks down and release of chlorine atom which is responsible for destruction of ozone and the resulting of global warming. Release of emission from automobiles and jet aircraft, space probes are also responsible for these gases. So we come to know not chlorofluorocarbons only, but even the nitric oxide which is emitted by the jet engines and planes basically, okay, is causing global warming. It's eating away our ozone. So I want to, okay, basically give values, okay. I'm writing on the blackboard, okay. Now I'll make some, okay, CFC molecules. One. Now CFC is made of F, okay, C, okay, Cl, Cl, okay, and Cl, okay. Now basically the formula is basically Cl3, okay. Now this Cl is chlorine, okay. Now it's written in the book that, okay, that when the CFC reaches the ozone layer, so when the CFC is entering the atmosphere by the refrigerators and basically coolants, etc., okay, they reach the ozone layer. The ultraviolet rays breaks down and release a chlorine atom. So when the ultraviolet rays basically, okay, ultraviolet rays, okay, UV rays, okay, basically breaks the chlorine atom. This chlorine atom is basically, okay, so I write FC, okay, then Cl, okay, I am making another balance here. So in order to show you, when this chlorine atom basically breaks due to ultraviolet rays, okay, ultraviolet rays, what happens? This chlorine atom gets separated from the, okay, chlorofluorocarbons, and basically this chlorine basically eats away the oxygen atom of our ozone. So ozone is made of 3 oxygen atoms. This is known as ozone. So when the chlorine attacks the oxygen, it eats away the oxygen. So when it eats away the oxygen, this chlorine is the reason which is basically slowly destroying or eating away our ozone layer. Okay. So what happens after this? Okay. So chlorine basically eats away the oxygen. So there are only 2 oxygen left in the ozone layer. So in this way, okay, basically the ozone is basically depleted by the CFCs or chlorofluorocarbons. Hope you found this lesson useful. I'll give you the picture of this, okay, through WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you for listening and